as situations develop there. Now let's move back home now for our next interview. Is joining us in the KM Newsroom room, a good friend of ours, someone who hasn't been on the show in quite a while, but we welcome him back because he's doing really good things for our island community. Dr. Austin Shelton, who I would assume, Doc, now I know about your backstory and your resume well enough to know that a man wearing a wonderful island print shirt like that must have gotten a doctorate at the University of Hawaii, and a man with that many wonderful books on the back probably is into sustainability.
That's right, Jason.
I'm 2 for 2.
University of Hawaii. But happy to be back home at the University of Guam.
Very cool.
And these are actually not books. These are green banana paper notebooks here in our G3 Circular Economy Makerspace at the Chamorro Village.
Oh, very cool.
For Christmas, yeah.
Because I was gonna say, since we're talking about, thanks for bringing that up. I guess I'm only batting 500 now. At least I got the shirt part right. Over your left shoulder, that's a wonderful shelf there and everything like that. Can you describe exactly what that is? Because that's really clever.
Well, it's the place that we're in is called the G3 Circular Economy Makerspace and Innovation Hub. So they made that special circular shelf right here on our CNC router, which is a really cool machine that you can take waste products like discarded lumber or discarded plastics and turn it into new marketable products. And so that's a beautiful demonstration that we have right here on the wall, and that's what we're trying to do at the G3 Circular Economy Makerspace is to create new products out of what are traditionally considered waste and spark new green industries on the island.
And hopefully this technology, because I remember before when I was looking into like CNC stuff and, like the whole 3D printing revolution, everybody thought it was, going to completely take over across industry maybe about 10 years ago. Really, really cool practical applications in internal medicine, in fabrication, obviously, computing, what have you. It could be made, right? But it was unbelievably expensive at the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, has that
possibilities are endless.
Yeah,
and so we've got that CNC router. There's also a large laser cutter. We have several 3D printers, and there's more machines on the way to do incredible things. If you're an entrepreneur or just an artist, you're a tinkerer. This is going to be a place to gather across a few spaces here at the Chamorro Village, and we want to help spark these new green industries and get our community and small businesses going around sustainability, because it's not just about the environment. It's really about new economic growth for our island.
Now, as far as, sustainability, we have infinite respect for that. But as far as technology, I remember before about a decade ago, 3D printing, it was really, really slow and very, very expensive. So has that gotten a little bit more accessible for the average guy like me?
Well, it does take time. And if you want to build something complex, like what we've done a couple weeks ago, is that we made a component for the bottom of a drone that we are going to be dropping larger seed balls out of into our watersheds to reduce erosion and improve the health of our coral reefs. That probably took 10 hours or so to print, but it's really, you can do intricate things, and then we take that new technology and our STEM training and then combine that with our island wisdom here, that we know that, well, we need the certain part to fit the Dowix seed, right? Those trees that are planted along the shoreline in Hagåtña along the Liberation Parade route. Mm-hmm. We combine those two schools of thought together, and we can do really cool things.
Very cool. And apropos to all of this amazing work that you're doing and everything like that, you actually kind of encapsulated all of these ideas and everything and presented them at a Tech Talk at JA Malaysia, right? That's a phenomenal.
Oh, TED Talk. Thank you. Yeah, TED Talk's tomorrow night actually, with JA Malaysia, but. Yeah, it's all about climate change in these different countries, what they're doing, youth-led movements in Brunei, Malaysia, India. And so I'm just really fortunate that JA Guam asked or coordinated and asked me to be the speaker to represent Guam on climate change.
Okay, so and now I guess I'm dating myself here because I'm old enough to remember when TED Talks first became a thing. The parameters were very, very rigid and very unforgiving. You had 3 minutes tops to talk about like anything and everything like that. So how long will you actually have to like properly, kind of like put forth your idea and kind of like win the room?
5 to 7 minutes for this one. Yeah, there are different, time lengths for different types of TED Talks. So this one, I'm told I'll have 5 to 7 minutes to try to make that case.
That's cool. Can you speak a little bit about, because, we've got a global audience here on the show because we're on Facebook, but, because Guam youth, we grow up with such a natural connection to nature and such reverence for for the environment that we've been blessed with and everything like that. When it comes to sustainability, I would assume that like we gravitate a little bit easier to it. How is Guam's sustainability, momentum and everything compared to other countries, other places throughout the world?
Oh, the momentum of sustainability here in Guam is tremendous. Like we have been talking quite a bit about the Guam Green Growth Initiative over the past year or so. And what that does for Guam is that we're plugged into a global network of other islands in sustainability, and we get to lead the way. We have this incredible dashboard that shows all the data across different sectors on how Guam is contributing to that. We have implementation projects like a community garden in Hagatnya, this makerspace here in Chamorro Village, and we just keep expanding to do more different projects like aquaponics in the villages. So that's getting a lot of traction, not just in for our local audience, but I think we're getting a lot of global recognition as Guam being in island sustainability.
Mm-hmm. And kind of one other thing that's indicative of our island culture is, we've never been like a people that just says, oh, look at how cool we are at sustainability. We got it right off the bat. You should be like us. Ha ha ha. Envy is a sin, that whole thing. And we want to make sure that like other countries, other territories, other islands and everything like that can learn from us. And we're more than willing to share, the knowledge that we've accrued so that everybody can partake of this.
Absolutely, and that's what's really important about these network of islands working together. That there are lessons, in places like Curacao and Seychelles that are doing incredible sustainability work that we might not have thought of here in Guam, and we're able to adapt those ideas and bring it to scale here in Guam. But we're definitely, I don't think we've got too much pride or bragging rights here in Guam. There's so much for us to learn, and there's so much for us to do to create a sustainable future. But we just want to bring all of the partners together and try to make those things happen for the island.
Well, thanks for bringing that up. I was going to say, from the pessimist perspective and everything like that, like obviously, we're not as good as we could be, and we always strive to get better. The biggest room in the world is a room for self-improvement. What do we have to do to take our sustainability momentum, as you said, to the next level?
Well, one of the thoughts that I'm going to try to share tomorrow in the TED Talk is that climate change, we're thinking about how it impacts us here in Guam, that we have rising sea levels. We're seeing that in the news recently throughout Micronesia. There's the shorelines are inundated. People have to evacuate. It's a terrible situation. We also have rising sea surface temperatures that are causing our coral reefs to bleach. And we know we have more frequent storms throughout our region. But, that being said, what could we do as an island people? We're not going to be able to halt all the global carbon emissions everywhere. So things that we can do are to take control over our own island sustainability. And two of the big sustainability challenges that we can see every day is that we import way too many things, right? We import 90% of all of the food and goods that we consume. And then those turn into associated waste products. We have to dig holes in the ground and fill it with trash. Pretty soon we're going to run out of space. And so the approach that I would like to encourage tomorrow in this TED Talk is about how we can do things like in the circular economy makerspace, where we keep materials in use. We stop thinking about trash as waste and start thinking about it as resources. And that's a way to fuel green economic growth and this economic diversification, which is so important and on the top of people's minds right now on our island. So we want to show how sustainability is relevant and how we can make a difference to create a sustainable future for all of us here.
Okay. Doc, going forward, I know one of the big challenges anytime you have, such a necessary but such a daunting challenge like this is trying to put these ideas and, get inside the mind of industry, because, it brings so much to the economy and so much, in terms of, like you said, import goods, exports, revenue, obviously. But that is a challenge because these are really big companies. I know Amazon, I believe, has said by 2030 they want to be carbon neutral. I think Apple said by 2045 or 2040 they actually want to be carbon negative and everything. So what is your long-term goal about maybe approaching island industry and then just saying, you should probably start your roadmap about how you can be a better partner for the environment?
I think what we need to do is take these big concepts that's actually really popular, like in Amazon and Apple, other industries about the circular economy, where you regenerate natural systems, you keep materials in use, and you just design out waste completely. How can we translate that into the island context? What does that mean for us here as islanders? Because we're not going to make our own cell phones, anytime soon. But what we could do is look at things like discarded lumber and discarded plastics. And we have precious plastics machines here in the makerspace where you can shred plastic, heat it, and then extrude it into new products that could be useful. Something like we are, our makerspace circular economy coordinator is speaking with plumbers, for example. Is there a part that you can make for the plumbing industry in Guam where you can offset this piece that we've always imported? Practical things like that. And what kind of island context things can we take from our resources here and turn it into something that we need so that we can offset some of those imports, which means we keep more of our local dollars on our island.
And that too is revolutionary, because I remember, again, going back to the origins of 3D printing and the whole CNC revolution is they said the key was that the filament that will be used to produce that material and everything like that was kind of hard to come by, and again kind of expensive. But you're actually saying there's value and there's a huge opportunity in being able to reuse the materials you already have in the home, and say like you said, like if you're a washer breaks on your plumbing or something like that, just make your own.
Yes, absolutely. And so we could figure out the needs of our community for common pieces like that, and then create the molds with these machines that can carve out metal. Here it's called like a Tormach machine, and we're going to have that in the makerspace. So you put all these things together, and it will contribute to our island sustainability with this technological and STEM approach, which is really cool that these partnerships between the university and the government of Guam can bring together.
Okay, so can you give us a little bit of maybe like a snapshot or the Cliff Notes version or the major takeaways, the bullet points of your TED Talk tomorrow?
Well, I think it would be like the big picture is that what can we do to solve climate change on a local level or in the island context, and that's to do things within our control. And we can create more island sustainability by addressing our waste issues and our import issues, and that's through this makerspace concept. I'll be showing a few of the machines and the early types of products that members of our community are making. So if we can turn these waste products into new marketable products and useful products, then we are creating more resilience against the climate change impact. So that's sort of the overall big picture that I'd like to show, and also that it's going to contribute to new green economic growth for the island.
Okay, so this is again a TED Talk for Junior Achievement Malaysia, correct, right? So
correct, yes.
Yeah, so is this a public thing? Because of course, if this was a public venue and everything, like we'd have so many of your fellow Guamanians to go there, holding up the Guam flag and saying "Go Austin" and everything like that, just because we want to support you in your work. But is this going to be a free resource that that anyone interested can just stream into?
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to, I believe JA Guam is posting it on their social media, and I'll make sure that it's posted on our University of Guam Center for Island Sustainability social media. It's free registration for tomorrow night, and it will be a virtual event, and invite the island to and check it out. It will be, a few things that I'm talking about, but I think there's going to be incredible learning to be had from Brunei, Malaysia, India, all of the other incredible things that are happening in Southeast Asia.
Okay, and can I just ask you, this isn't, Jason Salas from KUAM talking to Dr. Austin Shelton with UOG. This is just Jace to Austin, right? How cool is it that you're actually going to be giving a TED Talk? I think that is like next level cool, man.
Absolutely. I'm really fortunate that, I think that there's a lot of ways to get more reach for our whole community. I think there's a lot of us that have been out there in virtual meetings, getting the word out about Guam and all the cool things that we're doing in all of these multiple platforms. So just to get invited to a TED one is a really cool opportunity, kind of
Absolutely.
One of those bucket list things. So I'm excited about it.
And that of course speaks volumes to the level of responsibility that is now on your shoulders to represent our community, and certainly someone learned and as experienced as you are and everything like that. We know we're in good hands when it comes to you putting out this information.
Well, yeah, that's really kind, Jason, but we've got an incredible team here at the University of Guam, and with all of our partners doing amazing work in sustainability. So I'm just one part of that, and we want to create the sustainable future together.
Okay, so we can check out the UOG Facebook page if you want to watch Dr. Austin Shelton's.
Yep, Center for Island
Talk.
Sustainability.
Okay,
UOG CIS.
Okay, what time of day is this going to be tomorrow?
I believe it's going to be 6 p.m. Guam time.
Okay. So I'll tell you what, everybody,
the sessions will start.
Have your laptop and your phone. Watch Chris and I on the news, and then you can watch Austin like doing his thing with the TED Talk too. All right. Hey,
yeah, we can double stream now.
Yeah, there you go. We got enough bandwidth on the island. So, hey, congratulations to you. That's a fantastic achievement and everything like that. We wish you good luck and happy holidays to you and your team, as well as your family. And break a leg in your TED Talk, bro.
Thanks so much. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks,
all right,
Jason.
have a good one.
Take care, Chris.
KUAM's multi-platform morning show, The Link, just got a little more.
Pacific Matters is a half-hour news, culture, and lifestyle show